there Andy was, after months of working her butt off, trying to figure out how to make it in the fashion industry. And she had finally figured out how to impress Miranda Priestley, one of the top editor-in-chiefs of one of the top fashion magazines in the country. And her only task was to find a Harry Potter book for the daughters of Miranda Priestley. And the reason why this is so important is because this is such a pivotal moment in this film where Andy Sachs was working so hard to figure out how can she thrive in an industry just out of college that she doesn't have much experience in, she doesn't see herself long-term in, and yet she can just go after it. And her task was to find that Harry Potter manuscript in time for the twins of Miranda Priestley to be able to read it in time. And little did she realize that she'd be able to pull it off. She started calling her connections. She started calling her people, started calling friends, family, anyone who had any connection to the Harry Potter book. And what she did is figured out that why is it that Miranda Priestley is asking for this book in the first place? Why is she asking for it? She's asking for it because her twins want to be able to read the book. They want to be able to read it on the train. They want to get to it in time, and they want to make sure that they can have a good experience on their next trip. So Andy Sachs, this character in this film who's growing and maturing as a professional, figured out the why behind the task. Because of course, she could have just gotten that book for Miranda Priestley. She could have just handed it to her, but she knew not only is she going to get the book, she's going to get 2 copies for each of the twins. She's going to give a 3rd copy to Miranda Priestley and finally impress her to show her that she knows what she's talking about. So that's the theme of today, is understanding the importance of being one step ahead. Being one step ahead, because that was my biggest takeaway that they don't teach you in school, is that it's so easy to be told what to do all the time. Do this, meet this deadline. But if you don't know the why behind it, if you don't think once you do that, what happens next, then you'll always be falling behind, and you'll always be wondering, what else can I be doing better? Why am I not getting ahead? Why am I not getting to where I want to go? And the movie Devil Wears Prada, for those who haven't seen it, it's there's a book. It's a movie based on I think some Ann Whittower or something like that, the editor-in-chief of Vogue. And this Miranda Priestley, she's this badass, amazing woman who does everything so perfectly to perfection, has high expectations of everyone around her because she's always thinking one step ahead. She's always being on offense. She's always being on the tack of how can I get for my magazine the best photographers, the best models, the best clothes, the best backgrounds, the best marketing campaigns. And on top of that, even though she could work 9 to 5, she chooses to work 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. every night because she dives into her passion. And that makes her one of the wealthiest people in the world, one of the biggest names, who personally gets to decide whether or not people get to come to Met Galas. She personally creates that list. And I just wanted to do this live video today to really encourage people the importance of always staying one step ahead, because anyone can be told what to do. Anyone can understand what to do. But if you're not thinking, once I do this, what happens next? How can I make sure that I stand out from everyone else by making sure I'm one step ahead? And, times I've used that in my own life is understanding that once I want to do a task, I understand, okay, this task is being done for this. After that task happens, here's what I'm going to do next. And it really has accelerated my career in many ways. It helps me become a full-time virtual entrepreneur. It's helped me be hired again and again by several people who want to keep working with me because they know that not only do I get tasks done, but I make sure that I do it with tenacity and figure out a solution. Always find a way, always find that solution. So another thing I want to bring up is that it's good to understand what you're doing and why behind it. But especially if you're bringing along mentors along the way, people who are helping to guide you, people who are helping to help tell you, hey, here's how you can accomplish this. It's totally okay to be told what to do in that case, in that situation, but also understanding that while you're being told what to do in those cases, that making sure you understand that once again, you're thinking one step ahead. That let's say, for example, you want to publish a book someday. Okay, so you go to an author, you say, how do I publish a book? And they say, well, if you just write for just 30 minutes every single day, that will help you publish a book. Okay, what they didn't tell you is the importance of getting an editor, the importance of getting feedback. If you want to make money from the book, making sure that you're interviewing people in your book. So it's always crucial. It's always important to understand what else you need to do, what else is missing, how you can stay one step ahead, making sure you're following certain mentors, making sure you're taking action, always going towards your goals, and being able to do that. And also, I love the example of the movie, how she was able to take that time to make sure that she was spending time on her craft night and day, morning and evening, afternoon. And just wanted to say how pumped up I'm about that anyone can be told what to do, but always making sure you're one step ahead and that you're thinking further down the line and understanding that's how you can be a top player. That's how you be one of the world's most successful people in your craft, is just envisioning everything. And another movie I watched recently was King Richard, talking about the father of Venus and Serena Williams, two of the top tennis players in the history of the female tennis sport, of women's tennis, I should say. And the fact that he had written a 78-page program detailing their life, detailing how they're going to be successful, detailing how they're going to be paid millions of dollars. And he knew he didn't just think one step ahead, he thought 100 steps ahead. So this is the attitude that we want you to, that I'm super inspired by, that I know that if you want to take charge of your life, take charge, make it happen, keep thinking about how to go above and beyond, and that's how to be successful. So give you the inspiration today, go out and crush it this week. Cheers.